Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lost Boyz Podcast. This is episode 37. Gianni,
Brandon.
welcome. Today, we got one for the boys. So, if you're a woman, by all means, stay and listen and maybe hear what we have to say. Maybe you agree or disagree.
Let us know if you agree or disagree.
Yeah, actually, I'd be very curious to know. If you're a man, pay attention.
Please.
So,
some of y'all need to hear this.
yeah. We're gonna give a little advice on some things you should do and maybe you shouldn't do when it comes to like approaching a woman, first talking to her or whatever the case may be.
We could call this like dating do's and don'ts, let's say.
Yeah. We'll call it that. Dating 101. Classes in session.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, so I'll let you start it off with the first one.
All right, so for the first, like, let's say episode in this, we wanted to talk about the first part of meeting a new girl, the approach. The approach. Arguably the most important part, and the reason why I say it is first impression dictates everything.
Yeah, first impression is definitely a big thing.
Like, your first impression of somebody, if you think they're a creep in the first impression, yeah, you might find out that they're cool. But in your head, they're just going to be a cool creep. Like,
yeah, I feel like once a woman paints a narrative on you as being a creep, it's over with.
yeah.
Just on to the next.
Yeah, there's enough of them. Just on to the next one.
So, well, you don't want to come off as a creep. You don't want to come off as like, what's the word? Not confident.
Yeah.
I guess I was trying to think of a better word.
If you're like stammering or stuttering or like fidgeting, that comes off as, and this is going to sound like a rabbit hole, but trust me, it comes off, like you said, as a lack of confidence. And what females or women tend to do is dissect that lack of confidence as he doesn't get girls. He's trying to portray he's something he's not, or he's just not of value. Like, he's not used to this.
Yeah, or he's not who he is. No one, whether guy or girl, wants to have somebody in their life or be around somebody 24/7 that's not confident.
It's true.
Like I want to be around confident people, whether it's a guy or a girl. I don't want to be around like people that have no confidence, because we're never going to accomplish anything.
Confidence is the fuel.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's with anything, whether it's working out, finances, or talking to a girl. You need to be confident.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between being confident and being cocky.
Yeah.
Two very different things. And I think the best way to distinguish it is if you have to brag about yourself, you're not confident, you're cocky. In fact, I think if you always feel the need to brag about yourself, it's more, to me, I take it more as a sign of insecurity versus confidence. I think somebody who's confident doesn't talk about it, they're just about it. Like, they don't have to talk about who they are, they just are who they are. And they just operate that way, and they just let it be known. And if you don't see it, they just keep going. They don't care. Mm-hmm. To me, that's confidence.
Yeah, and it goes. This is gonna be one of like the first like real deep gems of this. Think about the word discovery when it comes to talking to a girl, right? Now, what does discovery mean? You want to think of discovery as I should let her discover the great shit about me.
Yeah.
I don't need to prove the great shit about me. Now, what does that mean? You can either I have a really good job. I make a lot of money. You know, I take care of my family. And on top of that, I drive a Ferrari, right? She's going to be like, oh, okay, like, show off, right?
Yeah.
Or you can let her discover. You get her number, whatever. Maybe you pick her up, and she walks out to see a really nice car.
Yeah.
And she walks out to see that, oh, shit, he can take care of himself. He does well financially.
Yeah.
He's fit. Discovery over... The term that comes to mind is discretion. And I believe that's the way the saying goes, discovery over discretion. So you want to allow her to discover that you're a great guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to boast that you're a great guy to her. Because even on a different point on the same topic, it shows her that you're trying to prove your value to her. She has the power.
Yeah, exactly.
You're making her the higher value.
100%. 100%. And I think that's a thing many guys do. They give too much power to the woman. And I'm not saying women should be powerless. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you should be the one holding the frame. It shouldn't be, the woman should not be acting like the man. The man should be acting like the man.
Yeah.
And that goes perfectly into one of the topics I wanted to discuss, which is like when it comes to setting up. Actually, let's go before we even get to that part. Just approaching the woman. Let's get into that before setting up the date.
Yeah.
So like, just approaching the woman. The way I'll tell you from my experience firsthand. For me, right, in my experience, this is my belief, my theories, what I think. If you're a woman, comment if you agree or disagree. Or if you're a guy and it's been working for you, comment if you agree or disagree. But I just think if you approach with the pickup line, it's like an immediate, not immediate, but like it's like a 98% chance you're not going to get you're just not going to get you're not going to have a chance.
Yeah.
She might laugh, smile, oh, haha, funny. Or she might just walk away and blow you off. Or she's just going to look at you like you're retarded and keep walking. Like you're not going to get, in my personal opinion, I don't think you're going to get very far. I don't think that's a good way to approach someone.
I think
with the pickup line.
No, I agree. I agree for 9 in 10 guys. I think there's one kind of guy that can pull off pickup lines, and it's you have to be the quick, witty, the crowd funny guy.
Yeah.
Like and some characteristics some people have, some don't. Like I don't have that characteristic.
Yeah.
And this is for that 1% that can, or that 10% by my example. Like if you can get say a pickup line and she laughs and you know how to play it from there, that's very rare. Like you're in the you're in the exemption to the rule at that point.
Yeah.
And you need to like be able to play it by ear like that. But most guys can't even talk to the girl confidently, let alone know how to go about and handle everything that way.
Yeah. And that's a good point you made, because for clarification, when we're talking about today, we're talking in generality.
Yeah.
We're talking to the majority. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule, but exceptions do not make the rule.
It's true.
Just FYI. But I was going to say, yeah. And when I say pickup lines, I'm not talking about like being clever. I'm just talking about like those corny things.
Yeah.
Like, or are you from Tennessee? Like, don't do that. In my opinion, again, this is my opinion. You can disagree with it. Let me know if you do. I just don't think that's the best way to go about it. I'll tell you from my personal experience. I'll tell you how I approach a girl. Let's say I'm at a bar and I see a girl that's attractive. I want to talk to her. To preface, I've never bought a girl a drink ever in my life. I don't lead with that. I don't lead with my job. I don't lead with my finances. I don't lead with any of that. I literally just go up to a girl and try to get her to talk about herself to me. And usually it ends up working. As long as she has a physical attraction to you, like she thinks you're physically attractive, and then you give off good vibes, more than likely they're going to be friendly with you and want to talk to you. How I go up, I literally don't say a pickup line, don't say nothing. I just go up to them and be like, I'll literally just say, hi, how are you? And just put my hand down and shake their hand, and like grab their hand and shake their hand. Well, I won't grab their hand. They'll give me their hand and I'll shake them. And then from there, I'll just build. So I was like, oh, they'll be like, oh, I'm good. Like, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. What's your name? And they'll tell me. I'll be like, oh, okay. You're from around here? And they'll be like, either yes or no. If they say yes, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you come here a lot? And then they'll tell me yes or no, and I'll build off of that. It's like, oh, they might ask me, oh, do you come here often? I'm like, no, either this is my first time or yeah, I've come a couple of times, but I don't really know the vibe here. What is it more like over here? I'm like trying to figure it out and just build the conversation. Yeah. I'm literally just having a normal conversation. And then in it, I'll throw little flirts and like build off of it and then, take it from there. But I feel like people overcomplicate it. Yeah. They think, oh, I got to say this. I have to be perfect every time. I'm like, no, I don't even tell them my name when I introduce myself.
And that's like, very powerful
not point introduce myself. When I go up to them, I don't tell them my name. I only tell them my name if they ask me what my name is. I don't tell them. I try to.
Hold on. It was fun while it lasted.
He was telling me, shut the fuck up.
Yo, literally, we don't give a fuck. All right,
no, but so yeah, I try to refrain from telling them anything about me unless they ask. If they ask me, I'll tell them, but I won't just openly say it. Now, maybe for a conversation, I may say it briefly and very brief. I won't give too much detail just to spark the conversation. But other than that, I keep it brief. Like I won't say my name. I'll ask them their name, ask them everything about them. And it's happened to me before where they ask me like, oh, like, do you even remember my name? And I'll be like, you don't even know my name. And then it becomes a joke and it's funny. And then she's like, oh my God. And then she asks me my name. Then she realizes she knows nothing about me. She's just been talking about herself for the last 10 minutes. And then now she's like super curious about who the hell I am. Mm-hmm. So now when I ask for her number, she's willing to give it to me because she wants to know more about me. Because she doesn't really know too much about me. She knows enough to feel comfortable with me, but she doesn't really know me.
There's mystery there.
Yeah, and she may feel like, oh, okay, he knows more about me than I know about. I need to know about him or something, you know?
Yeah, and see, two things I really want to point out there is you're staying mysterious. When you stay mysterious like that, and you obviously have to give out some information.
Yeah, of course.
Like, but the way, a good example is like, you don't give out your name. If she asks for your name, it's like, all right, she's curious, she's interested.
Yeah.
Right? And that doesn't mean, oh, bam, that's it, you got her number. No, but it's just like, all right, now we can take it a step further. You got a sign of interest right there, right? But the reason, like, being mysterious leads right back to what I said before. You're mysterious, and now with her curiosity, you're going to allow her to discover things about you.
Yeah.
If, let's say you have a really cool job, right? Or anything. It doesn't even have to be a job, but like, where you saying it versus her asking,
it's very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
And the something I want to point out that could be missed in the process of the initial approach and building the mysteriousness is a key word. And it's like, honestly, I think it's one of the most important parts of approach is thinking of comfort. Remember, you're interrupting them, right? You need to get them comfortable.
Yeah.
And there's a few physical ways you can do that. There's a few like verbal ways you can do that. Honestly, to me, it's a combination of the three, because she won't even be willing to have that conversation if she's
Yeah, she gets the creeps.
Yeah, because think about it. Something to keep in mind, and I missed this when I first started approaching girls, is like, yeah, we hear the stigma against guys who approach girls and no X, Y, and Z, and girls are very defensive, right? Guys approach them, they jump now, right? You have to keep that in mind. She's not expecting you to approach her. Unless you're kind of retarded, then she's probably is expecting it, because you probably looked at her for 45 minutes and now you're approaching.
Yeah, you
which
probably
don't
gave her
do
the
that.
creeps.
Yeah, at that point, you lost. Like, if you looked at her and didn't get up and start approaching, that's it. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like, at most, I'll give it a glance. But if there's a second glance and we make eye contact, I'm getting up and going. But to get back to the point of comfort is, you don't walk up to a girl like face to face either. Like, no, like, because when you do that, think about it. If a guy walks up to you, right, guy to guy, that's confrontational. It's like, oh, why are you stepping up to me? It's the same way for girls too. They're going to be like, oh shit. Like, they're usually probably going to take a step back. The way I like to approach, and by the way, anything we say is not like, oh, I'm sitting here like right foot, left. Like, no, you just get used to it. You don't have to think about it anymore. I like to approach at an angle and just very like loose shouldered, very open hands.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, hey, excuse me. Like just something along those lines. Or if you're going to introduce yourself, be like, hey, excuse me, I've seen you around here before, but I've never caught your name. Something so simple like that. And if you do it properly, where you're building that comfort, she sees you're not trying to fucking attack her and you're not a creep. She's gonna be like, oh, hey, my name is insert name here, right? And that can play so heavy into your advantage, because the whole reason why we're talking about this is because there's a lot of guys who can't even approach, right? Let alone approach properly. So just approaching can work in your favor, because just that action shows that you're confident.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, you could be confident and comforting. Now your chances of having that conversation are going to be a lot higher.
Yeah. Respecting the person's space is huge too.
Yeah.
Like, definitely understand, like, don't make it seem like you're blocking them off. You're like let's say I go approach a girl at a bar I probably put like my arm on the bar, like lean a little, show that I'm like relaxed, comfortable,
Yeah.
and give her enough space that if she just wanted to walk away, she can walk away. Like I'm not right in front of her that now she feels like trapped and like, oh shit, like I don't want to like piss him off. I don't know what he's gonna do or whatever. Like no. Make her feel comfortable. Like if she feels like she's not interested, you just tell her, cool, thank you, and you just leave, just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the other thing that I want to get into, rejection.
Oh yeah.
On the approach, because believe it or not, like the majority of the I don't know what percentage, but a lot of the time, you're going to get rejected.
Oh yeah.
Including myself, I get rejected a lot too. I don't care. I just laugh and I walk away. If not, I'll just be like, okay, thank you for your time, and I'll walk away. That's it. There's no need to keep pushing on or whatever. Especially like if I go up to a girl and she's like, oh, thank you, but I have a boyfriend. I just be like, all right, cool. Well, have a great night. Or have a great day. And that's it. I just walk away. There's no need for me to keep going. Yeah, I just leave it at that. She's already expressed she's not interested. I'm not going to suddenly make her interested.
Yeah.
Once she's made up her mind is made up. You're not going to change her mind. Just walk away. I laugh. I've been rejected many times in front of my boys, my cousins, my family. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Like it happens. Like it's part of life. You're not going to have 100% success rate. If you think you are, then you're definitely not.
You're about to get punched in the face brutally.
Yeah, so definitely handle rejection like a man should. Thank her for her time and just walk away. Respect her. Respect that she wasn't interested. It's fine. There's plenty of other people you can go and talk to.
Yeah.
I don't care how beautiful she is, how perfect. She is the one and only girl you've ever dreamt of. If she rejects you, keep it moving.
I like
and
to
it also shows that if you do keep going, it doesn't make her not want to reject you anymore. It makes her want to reject you even harder now, because all you've done is just prove that, oh yeah, I see how my initial thought process was right.
Yeah, I made the right decision.
Yeah, because you're just showing less value of yourself. You're showing that you don't have respect for yourself, or that you don't value yourself enough, because you just now pedestalize her solely for the fact that she looked pretty. You don't know anything about her. You don't even know if she's a good person.
She could be literal like a scumbag, and you're praising her because she might have a nice body.
Yeah, literally.
What I like to say is get rejected with confidence.
Yeah.
All right, and it happens to everybody. You're gonna get rejected more than you're gonna succeed. It's just, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, or sorry, I'm not interested. All right, cool, no problem. Thank you. Take care. And what I always do, for some reason, I don't know why, but this is just like a me thing. I always shake their hand. All right, cool. Listen, no problem, right? Let them know we cool. Little handshake, walk away.
Yeah, and that's it. You leave them alone. Don't bother them for the rest of the night.
That does so much because, for example, I used to work at a gym. Well, I work at a gym, right? And the times I've gotten rejected at the gym with girls that I know I'm going to see again. And it's just like, all right, cool, no problem. Take care. Nice meeting you, right? Just like that. The simple sentence like that turns into next time they see me, they're already comfortable with me because they saw me. Our interaction played out the way that it did, and there was no harm or malice. Well, one, you can build comfort that way. Two, it showed that I was confident in that I didn't give a fuck that didn't work. So then the same way as before, well, why is this guy not confident? It's like, well, why is this guy so fine with it? Must have other girls, or he must be used to this, or he's confident in himself, which is an attractive thing.
Yeah, and I can tell you a story firsthand where it's happened to me before, where I'm at a bar, bachata song comes on or something. I asked her to dance. Sometimes I do it I just want to dance. I generally don't care to like go anywhere else with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, okay, cool. Like I kind of like this girl. I see she's dancing. I want to dance. Let's dance together. Let me see what happens. So it's happened before where I dance with the girl. I'm talking to her, whatever. And then maybe later on the night, I try to dance again. And she's like, oh, I don't want to dance or whatever. Or maybe she says it in a rude way or whatever. And I'm polite, gentleman, just like, cool, no worries. Enjoy your night. Thank you for the dance before. And I walk away. And it's happened where she came back and then that made her interested in me. The fact that I was just so cool and calm about it. And she was like curious about it. And I'm saying this because she told me this. And then we eventually hung out, and that's when she told me all of this. And she was like, yeah, like I was attracted, but I was just in a bad mood. but the fact that you did that actually made me attracted to you. Like, it made me want to now get to know you and talk to you. So you can still, like, you don't have to be an asshole too when you approach somebody, and you shouldn't be one. You can still be a gentleman and not be a simp.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big difference between the two. There's one thing being a gentleman and wanting to court a woman, and there's another thing being a simp.
Yeah.
Two completely different things. And they can work. Being a gentleman can work without being a simp. You just need to know the difference between the two.
See, I really like that you said that, because the misconception is that girls like assholes. Mm-hmm. That's not true. Girls like masculinity.
Exactly.
People confuse masculinity and masculine men with assholes. You don't need to be a dickhead to get her number, no. But if you have a dominant masculine frame of the situation, and you can be masculine and nice. Yeah. Like, a gentleman is a better term. Like, I actually think that's more masculine than the asshole. So keep that in mind. That's such a good point. Like, you can be a gentleman without being a simp.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's going somewhere on the fucking...
Yeah. Like, just because I open the door for a woman doesn't make me a simp. I should open the door for a woman. Yeah, I should do certain things. And the same way she should act in certain ways as well. And she should carry herself in a certain way. She should carry herself in a respectful way, the same way I should carry myself in a respectful way. Just because I'm this big macho man, that doesn't mean I get to go and do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. They're going to, either one, the girl's going to walk all over you for it, or two, she's just going to straight up reject you. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
See, so this is going to be a little hot topic here. On the topic of opening doors. I don't open car doors for girls, but I hold every door open for women. Like, yeah. Like, if we're walking into a place, I always hold the door open, but I will not walk around the car and open the door for a woman.
Yeah, so I do the same with the doors. I always open the door. With the car, I will do it sometimes. I won't do it all the time. I won't go out of my way to do it. Like, if it makes sense to do it, I'll do it.
If I'm on that side already.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, that's like early on too. Like, as I get to know the woman, and maybe I can see, like, okay, this isn't just any other girl kind of thing. Yeah, sure. Maybe every now and then I'll go do it. But I don't think you should never open the door either. Like, there's time. I think in the beginning, you shouldn't go out of your way to do it. Yeah. Like, let's say you're on this side of the car and she's over there, and you're like, oh, wait. And you run around the door and open it for her. It's like, okay, now you could get it. On the first day, like, this is like your first interaction with her. Then she might take it as, oh, wow, so nice, which can be good or bad. Because she might be like, so nice, but I could probably walk all over him. Yeah. Or, so nice, wow, that was like, I'm attracted to that. Or it could also come off as simpy too, like, oh, he's just like, he'll do anything I tell him. Yeah. Like, I haven't done anything, not that you haven't earned, but she hasn't done anything for you to go out of your ways for her.
Which tells her she doesn't have to do anything to get you to go out of your way for her.
Exactly. So it's not that you shouldn't do those things. It's just that you shouldn't just give it out for no reason either. Yeah. There needs to be something else in return. And I'm not talking about sex, but just like, okay, she's a nice, respectful woman. There's things I like about her. I like certain things, certain morals or values she has. She maybe said things that I learned that brought value to me or something. Mm-hmm. Whatever it could be. I'm opening the door for her. I'm going to be this courteous gentleman. But I never met the girl ever in my life. I pull up to her house to pick her up because I met her on Instagram or something. And I go out of my way to open the door for her and everything. It's like, it could come off nice, but it also gives off this representation that, like, okay, I don't have to do much for him to treat me this way. And so then it can go, for some women, they can take it in a way where now they just take advantage. So although it's not a bad thing, I don't recommend it early on. Yeah. I don't recommend going out of your way for her early on until she's proven to you that she's worth going out of your way for, is what I'm trying to say.
I like to think of things as like a reward system. The more you act, this is going to sound super misogynistic, as people are gonna say. But
I can hear it coming
bro,
already.
but the more she acts the way you want her to act, whatever that may be for you, the more you reward her, the more you give of yourself. That's the way I like to think of it.
Yeah.
If she's very courteous and very, for example, I like conservative women.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I think every man should.
Yeah, but I agree. But like, I like conservative women where like a woman won't dress a certain kind of way. So for that, I reward. You get more privilege with me. You get more of my interest. Because contrary to popular belief, I think the girl that has the conservative dressing is more attractive than the girl that like I've already seen your body. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Right? I agree.
But anyways, that could be like maybe she doesn't use her phone around me, which is something that I pay a lot of attention to. Mm-hmm. If we go on a date and you're on your phone the entire time, that's our last date. Like,
yeah,
because that tells me, as much as she can say she's interested, there's something else that has her attention more than me.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% for me too. Like if I'm on a date and let's say I'm talking to a girl and she's like engaging, but she picks up her phone, starts typing. Like it's one, like, don't get me wrong. It's like, oh, I had to text my mom. Or,
yeah.
Oh, I had to text my sister, my friend, just let them know I'm good or whatever the case may be. Cool. But you just get up as I'm talking to you, text something real quick, put your phone back down, and then just, in that very moment, you won't tell, but that's, in my head, I've already made the decision. I'm never hanging out with you again. In that moment, like, it's done. It's over. I'm not, no matter where this goes after this, it'll never go any further than just this. Like, this is as far as it's going to get. It's gone, done. And I think a lot of men struggle with that frame. Mm-hmm. Because many men, shout out to 50 Cent, many men just struggle with the initial phase of just approaching, which is understandable. In the beginning, right, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel weird. You're not going to have the confidence. You're going to be scared. You might be nervous. That's 100% normal. But if you do it enough times, you then start to, you don't really feel that no more. It's just a second nature. It's just like, this is just a human interaction. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And if it does, awesome. Yeah. Like, and that's it. It's not more to it. But once you start getting all in your head about all these things, that's when all those things start happening, because it's noticeable on your body language. In the same way a woman could pick it up, anybody else in the room can also pick it up. Like, I can look at somebody talking to a girl or go approach a girl, and I can tell immediately, is she interested? Is he nervous or not? Like, I can see it. Like, to me, it's obvious. Yeah. It's like, by his body language, by her body language, I can tell, is this person interested or not? Is this person nervous as hell or not? Which is fine if you are. You just need to do it more often. Yeah. And that's all it is. Because, like, I'll say for me, like, I used to get crazy nervous, but it wasn't until I just, like, I don't care no more. If I get rejected, I get rejected. It's
You're not going to die.
It's going to happen. Like, it's bound to happen.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, it's really not. It's just, I go and whatever happens. There's been moments where I go and I blank out and I'm like, damn, I don't know what the fuck to say right now. And I'm just like, all right, have a good one. Yeah. And, you just take the L and you keep it moving. But
just laugh about it.
Yeah, like, you just laugh about it. And then later on you realize, you know what, I could have brought this. And then now you know for the next time, and that's it. So it's not as complicated as people make it out to be. You just really got to really focus. I was about to say focus. I was focusing on that.
No, just really got to say fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. You really just got to say fuck it and just do it. Who cares? Like, think about it. Who cares?
What's the worst that's going to happen?
She pulls out a Glock and shoots you.
Yeah, it actually is life-threatening. But nah,
yeah. You want to keep going, or you want to hold it off there and see if they're interested in a second episode?
Honestly,
where we get to setting the date and going from there.
I know we could go on for hours about this.
Yeah, we could go on
for
hours.
I think we should cut it here, let it sit, and see if people want to hear some more. Because trust me, this is like 2% of what we could talk about. Yeah,
this is like not even the tip of the iceberg. It's floating above the iceberg. Yeah. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet. There's so much more we could get into.
In these last 30 minutes, all we have covered is walking up to her.
Yeah, pretty much. So
but it's like,
they're still setting the date. how you should act on the day,
yeah, asking for the
day,
number for the date,
how to operate and carry yourself when you're on a date or just in general and life in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other things we could get into. After the date.
Oh yeah.
How to act. As far as like communication with her, how I believe it should go in the beginning.
Agreed.
So
text game, yo.
Yeah, texting.
There's
all
approach. There's asking for. There's text game. Like yo.
There's so much to it.
Look, drop a fucking like if you want a series out of this, because there's so much we can talk about. Like.
Yeah.
But no. Any closing remarks?
No, that's all I've got. Please comment down below if you want the next episode. Yeah, comment. Also for the algorithm, give a like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. I said that already, but you know what I mean. So.
And yeah.
That's it. Anything else?
And drink your water.
Oh, that's another thing we talk about. Hygiene, taking care of yourself, all that stuff.
That could be like a 2-hour episode.
We go for 5 hours.
Drop a fucking like.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one next week. So pay attention. And maybe, just maybe, you might see us in a different location talking about it. Who knows?
Hey.
Maybe we might bring a guest. Maybe not. I'm not promising that one for sure. But we'll see what happens. So maybe we could get somebody from the opposite gender's perspective to give us their insight.
Yeah,
so
listen.
I'm just saying. Get us to 100 subscribers. Let's go.
There might
Peace
be something in the stockings. Peace.